Let's start practicing energy Bagua aerobics. Begin with warm-up exercises. Feet shoulder width apart. Prepare for side stretch. Stretch your left hand up.
1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8。
Switch.
2、2、3、4。
Prepare for chest expansion. To the left.
1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8。2、2、3、4。
Prepare for high knees. Right leg first.
1、2、3、4、5、6、7。
Kick back.
2、2、3、4、5、6、7。
Put your right leg back for lunges.
5、6、7、8。
Bring your hind leg a half step forward. Sit back and raise your toes.
5、6、7、8。
Switch.
1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8。
Sit back.
3、4、5。
Prepare to rotate wrists and ankles. Rotate your left side first.
3、4、5、6、7、8。
Switch.
2、2、3、4、5。
Prepare to settle chi. Repeat 3 times. First time. Legs are slightly bent. Second time. Settle chi in your lower abdomen. Repeat a third time.
5、6、7、8。
Get ready for the first set of movements. Do punch and kick. Bring back your right leg and punch with your right hand.
1、2、3、4。
Use force from your back when punching. The back drives the arms to exert force.
5、6。
Prepare to switch. Switch. Left punch, right punch, kick. Exert force from your back.
7、8。
Harder.
2、2、3、4、5、6、7、8。
Prepare for archery exercise.
5、6、7、8。
Bring back your right leg.
3、
Turn left.
5、6、
Bring back.
8。
Do the archery stance.
3、
Turn right.
5、6、
Bring back.
8。
Use force from both arms.
3、
Turn your waist.
5、6、7、8。4、2、3。
Turn. Keep your core stable.
7、8。 5、2、3。
Turn left.
5、6、7、8。
Last 3 times.
3、
Turn right.
5、6、7、8。
Pull back with force.
3、
Turn your waist.
5、6、7、8。 8、2、3。
Turn.
5、6、7、8。
Prepare for knee strikes.
做撞膝。
Right knee first.
1、2、3、4。
Hands and knee exert force simultaneously.
7、8。
Engage abdominal power.
3、4、5、6。
Prepare to switch. Switch.
1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8。
4 more.
3、4、5、6、7、 8、
Prepare for move the mountain.
5、6、7、8、1、2、3、4、
To the right.
6、7、8、
Push your palms.
3、
Right leg forward.
好，6、7、8、
Move the mountain.
3、4、
To the left.
6、7、8、
Push your palms.
3、
Left leg forward.
好，6、7、8、
Use hang ha to guide the chi.
3、4、
To the right.
6、7、8、
Open up your body's meridians.
3、
Right leg forward.
好，6、7、8、
Keep upper body straight when pushing out. To the left.
6、7、8、
Use abdominal power to push palms.
3、
Left leg forward.
好，6、7、8、
Get ready for the second set of movements. Do punch and kick. Bring back your right leg and punch with right hand.
1、2、3、4、
Use force from your back when punching. Harder.
2、2、3、4、5、6、
Prepare to switch. Switch. Left punch. Right punch. Kick. Exert force from your back.
2、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、
Prepare for archery exercise.
5、6、7、8、
Right leg step back.
3、
Turn left.
5、6、
Back.
8、
Archery stance.
3、
Turn right.
5、6、
Back.
8、
Use force from both arms.
3、
Turn your waist.
5、6、7、8、
Pull back with force.
3、
Turn. Keep your core stable.
7、8、
Open up your chest and meridians.
3、
Turn left.
5、6、7、8、
Last 3 times.
3、
Turn right.
5、6、7、8、
Harder.
3、
Turn your waist.
5、6、7、8、 8、2、3、
Turn.
5、6、7、8、
Prepare for knee strikes. Right knee first.
1、2、3、4、
Hands and knee exert force simultaneously.
7、8、
Engage abdominal power.
3、4、5、
Prepare to switch. Switch.
1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、
4 more.
3、4、5、6、7、8、
Prepare for move the mountain.
5、6、7、8、1、2、3、4、
To the right.
6、7、8、
Push your palms.
3、
Right leg forward.
好，6、7、8、
Move the mountain.
3、4、
To the left.
6、7、8、
Push your palms.
3、
Left leg forward.
好，6、7、8、
Use hang ha to exert chi.
3、4、
To the right.
6、7、8、
Open up your body's meridians.
3、
Right leg forward.
好，6、7、8、
Keep upper body straight when pushing out. To the left.
6、7、8、
Use abdominal power to push out.
3、
Left leg forward.
好，6、7、8。
Well done, everyone. Get ready for relaxation. Take 3 deep breaths. Breathe in. Breathe out. Again. Breathe in. Breathe out. Third time. Breathe out. Move arms back in circular motions. Right hand first.
1、2、3、4、5、6、7、
Move to the front.
2、3、4、5、6、7、
Arm stretches. Right hand first. Stretch your shoulder.
5、6、7、8、
Switch.
2、3、4、5、6。
Put right hand on left shoulder and look back. Relax lower back.
5、6、7、8、
Switch. Look back as much as possible.
5、6、7、
Put your right leg back for lunges. Try to keep your hind leg straight.
5、6、7、8、
Switch.
2、3、4、
Prepare to shake your hands and feet.
1、2、3、4、5、6。
Take 3 deep breaths. Breathe in. Breathe out. Again. Breathe in. Breathe out. Last time. Breathe in. Breathe out. Today's Energy Bagua aerobics has been completed. I wish you all health and happiness. Till next time.
恭喜你完成了今天的练习。
Master JinBodhi's Golden Words. The best time to plan the year is spring. The best time to plan the day is dawn. If we recite Master JinBodhi's Golden Words every morning, we'll be full of energy, confidence, creativity, vitality, and infinite charisma for the entire day. Everything will be transformed. Please recite them aloud. I am most compassionate. I am most confident. I am most tolerant. I am most courageous. I am most trustworthy. I am most punctual. I can do anything. I am full of wisdom. I am most knowledgeable. I love to read. I love to observe. I love to listen. I love to think. I take decisive action. I am a gem of the universe. I am most charming. I am most talented. I sing most beautifully. I like challenges. I am most accountable. I will fulfill my life purpose. In heaven and on earth, I am supreme. In heaven and on earth, I am supreme. In heaven and on earth, I am supreme. Please sit down slowly.
请大家
Relax
调整
your
好
body and
自己
mind.
的身心状态，把身心
Remain
都
calm
处在
and relaxed.
安定、放松、清静的状态中，认真
Listen
的
carefully.
聆听。
About Fate Series 8, How to Live Life to the Fullest. Hello,
各位朋
everyone.
友，大家好，
Hello, Master. We meet
见面
again.
了。
Let's continue learning about and discussing fate.
命运，
I still believe in this important idea.
我觉得也最信奉的，也是最重要的。
Pass on virtues as family inheritance. Preserve fate via virtue.
哎，
Cultivate a compassionate and moral mind.
将自己修好，做到修身养性啊，
Practice
能够
compassion,
让
kindness,
自己
and
慈悲
quietude.
善良、平静，
Engage in a
从事
legitimate
正直
occupation to support your family.
啊，能够养家，
Pass
能
down
够再
virtues
将
and
这份德
auspiciousness
行
to your future generations.
去传承下去，传给后人。啊，
This is
特别
very
重要。
important. Today,
今天呢，
I'll
再给大
analyze
家
some data
分析一
regarding
个
the
特别
different
简单
stages
的
of life for
人
everyone.
生宏观的年龄数据。
From
从出
birth to
生
20 years of age,
到
this
20
is the
岁，
period of growth and
这
learning.
是成长学习期。
From
20
20
到
to 30,
30
it's the period of making three
是
major
三大
decisions.
抉择期。
Deciding
什么呢？
on what? On
首先是
academic
学
career,
业，
marriage and professional career.
这个婚姻、就业，
These are the
三大问
three
题。
major decisions.
好，
Okay,
再接下来呢，
next.
就
From
是
30 to
30到
50,
50
people
岁
work hard in their career.
是事业期。
From 50 to
50
60,
到
they
60
reap the
岁
fruits of their
是
labor.
收获期。
This
这
is
个
the
黄金
golden
时期。
period. From 60
60
to
到
80, it's
80
the
岁
period for
叫
resting.
做休养期。
They
开始
start
修身养性。
self-cultivation. Let's
那
predict that you'll live
我
till
们
about
现在
80
呢，
years
想
old.
大约的估计到80。
If
如果
you
你
live a
多活
year
一年，
longer,
就
it's an
多
extra
赚一
year
年。
earned.
就
If you
活到
live till
120，赚了好几
120,
十岁，
you'll
赚
earn
了40
40
年。
extra years. This is very
所以
good. The
前
first
人
20
生的
years
前
of
20
life,
年，
the period
就是
between
0岁到
birth and
20岁这
20,
个期
are not
间，
easy.
哎，人也挺不容易的。
As a
前
youngster
4
for the
年
first
啊，
4 or
这个
5
年龄
years,
小啊，
you
什么
have
都
to
不会干，
rely on your
依
parents,
赖
for
父
you
母。
can do nothing.
5、6
After
岁以后
5 or
开始
6,
学
you
习知
start
识，
to
开始
learn
读书
knowledge and go to school
啊，
until
读到20
20.
来岁，这个
During
期
this
间呢，
period, you
也是大
compete with
家
others in
啊，
intelligence and
就
diligence.
比勤奋、比智力啊，
In
比
order to
学
get
校
into a better
啊，孩子
school,
们
kids
在
are
竞
competing
争
and
对
fighting
比之
under
中
pressure.
往前冲杀啊，这个读书的压力。
If they
这个
don't
20
spend
年如
these
果过
20
不
years
好，
well, they'll
那
have a
么
very uncertain future.
不知道人生的未来怎么样。
As
那
the
古人
old
有一句话，
saying goes, a
少
young
年不努
idler,
力，
an old
老大
beggar.
徒伤悲啊。
I
所以
would
我
like
们
to
提醒
remind young
所有的小
friends,
朋友们呢，就
working
是
hard for
经
10
过
years could earn you
10年的努
happiness that
力，
lasts till you're 70 or
幸
80.
福后面70、80年。
If
前
you
面
don't
10
work
年
hard
不
for
努
the
力，
first 10 years, then
辛
you'll
苦
work
一
hard
辈
for a
子，
lifetime. It's a
大概就是这
pattern
么个
like
规律
this. So it's crucial to learn and go to school when you're young.
读书学习在当今的世界是至关重要。
Okay, after a period of hard
经过一番
work,
努力之后，
we finally reach the period of 20 to 30.
熬到了20至30岁。
During
20
this
至30岁
period,
的时期，
it's the most important time for
决
determining
定
your
命
fate.
运的最重要的时间点就来到了。
In
这个
this
时期有
period,
3
there are
件最
three
重要
major
的大事
things, in
我
no
们先不
particular
分
order.
次序先后。
Let's
是
talk
第一
about
个
your academic
就
career
是
first,
对于学业
especially
尤
your
其是大
studies
学
in
之类
university.
的这样的一个学习的
This
这
is
个
an
重要的
important
事
thing.
这
You
个
need
学
to
业的这个
select
部
your
分
major.
差不多就是专科类。
Will
它
you
有
select
文化
art
类
or
技术类
science?
都算是专科。
When
对
you
你
step
今
into
天在
society without a
走向社会
university
去做事
degree,
如果没有达到大学毕业的这个状态的话，
you'll
已
find
经
it
不太容
difficult
易
to get a
创业，
decent job.
很难找到工作。
So
所以这
in
个
this
时候有
period, you'll have to
高
pursue
级
higher
学业
education.
的学习和压力。第
Next,
二个
let's talk about
大约就是属
relationships.
于情感类，
You've reached an
你就
age
开始到了
suitable
一
for
个
marriage.
谈婚论嫁的年龄。
From
这个
being
时
in a
候你看
relationship
从这
to
个
falling
恋
in
爱
love and getting married.
再到能够相爱，能够结婚。如
It's
果
not
30 岁
easy
以
for
内
all of this to happen
完成
before 30.
好像是一件挺不容易的事情。所以
So
大家
people
在
who
这
can
个
marry before 30
30 岁
feel
以
very
前能
lucky.
结婚的人就觉得很幸运啊，
I'm
终
finally
于结婚
married.
了。
This
这
is
是
another major
这个年龄
thing in
段的
this
第二
stage
件
of
大事。
life. The
那么
third
第三
major
件大
thing
事的
is the
话呢，
decision about
就
your
是对于这
professional
个事
career.
业的这个一个叫做选择抉择。
It's
30
best to
岁以
figure
内，
out which
你
industry to
最
be in
好
before 30.
就是已经进行选择了，那个我要做哪个行业。
As
是吧？
the
古人
saying
讲的这
goes,
个
men are afraid of entering the wrong
难
career
踏入
path.
错行。
It
做
means
自
to
己
do what you
擅长
like
的
and you're
和
good
喜
at.
欢的。
For
比如说
kids
喜
who are
欢对于
interested in
数
numbers
字、
and math,
数学、计算特别有兴趣的孩子，
their
他
brain
的这种
structure is suitable for
大脑结构
calculating.
适合于对数字产生兴趣、产生快乐的感觉。
They
他
feel
以这
happy
个
when they solve
能够
complex
去做
problems.
出艰难的数学题来，觉得是一种快乐。
Some
那么没有
kids
数学
feel
概念的
dizzy
人
when they
一碰数学
encounter
题
math
就头晕。
problems.
这几个数碰在一起之后，总能让他大脑模糊。
So they need to
因为
do
他
other
从事
things,
他能
things they
够
like and are good at.
喜欢做或者是专长能做的这个事业。对，
People
甚至是你
normally
17
choose
18
their
岁选择
profession
大
at
学
17 or
读专
18
科
years old in
这个时
university.
候已经做了抉择。
It's
所以这个
better to
对于事业
decide
的
your
选
career
择
path
这
before
个时候
30.
在30岁以内一定要把它确定下来。否则
Otherwise, there will
问
be a
题
big
就大
problem.
了。
Before
30岁以
30,
内
your
学
academic
业
career,
这
marriage,
个
not
婚姻
love,
已
and
经不是
professional
爱情了
career,
婚姻还有事业都
should
要
be
确定下来。
finalized.
那
Then you
这
can
样
have
的话
enough
呢，
energy
你
for
才
the
能
next
够
journey of your
长
life.
足精神憋足劲儿去走下一段人生的这个旅程。那么
Between
30
30
岁到
and
50 岁
50,
呢，
it's the
这个
period
期
for
间呢，我
career.
称为叫事业期。
People
这
are
个
the
时候
most
就是人
energetic
的
during
精
this
力
period.
也最旺盛这
Your
个
body is at its most
这个身
mature
体在
state
这个
and
最成
hasn't
熟的
yet
一个状态
started aging.
还没有老化，
It's
就
the
是
peak
人
of
生最
life.
高峰的时候。对，
If
所以
you've
这个时
settled your
候，
marriage,
如果你的这个婚姻都搞妥了，前面的三
decided
件
your
大事儿
professional
还有
career,
事业的选择呀，学
and
业更
completed
为止了
higher
都已经该学
education,
学完了，
that
该解
means
决的
you've
解
got
决
your
完了，
3
你
important
只有
things
把前面的
settled.
事儿做好了，
Now
你
you
才
can
攒足
gather all
所
your
有的能
energy to
量，
focus on your
去
professional
认真的
career.
去做好这个后面这一段人生事业。
This
这一段
period
这
between
个
30 and 50 is the
30
golden
到
peak
50 岁
for
这个期
everyone.
间其实 对于每一个人来说，其实也是最高峰的黄金时期。
It's also a period when you're under various
综
pressures.
合的种种的压力的这样的时刻。
You have to support the young and old in your family.
下有小，
The elders are still alive.
还都健在。
You've been married for a few years and have children to raise,
慢慢
right?
都生出来了，是吧？
You
老
need to
人
take care of the
你要
elders
孝
and
顺
teach your
赡
children.
养孩子呢，你要教养。哎，对。所以
For
这
both the
两
elderly and
两
young,
种
you
老
need to
少
provide
之间你
support.
都要去赡养抚养他们。
This is the
这是你不可推
responsibility
卸的
that you
责任。
can't avoid. This
这个期间
period
也
is
特别
also
不容
very
易。
hard. If you're
好，
married
如果
at
你28岁
28,
结
you'll
婚的
have
话，
one more
你
thing to
还有一个
consider. You
大
go
家
from
从
single
过
to
去的
married
单身
life and feel
单身
prepared
汉
for
的
the
状态，
marriage.
这个虽然心里有准备，我要结婚了，因为我
Because
相
you've
爱了，
fallen in
年龄也
love
到
and
了，
hit the marriage
哎，
age,
一
after
旦
getting
结婚之
married,
后，
you'll find
前
it
3
hard
年
to
就是
adapt to
特别
married
的不适
life
应。
in the first 3
虽
years.
然
When you're
爱
in
对方的
love,
时候
you
就急
can't
匆
wait
匆
to
的
get
说我一定要
married.
结婚，啊，真
After
结了
getting
婚之后
married,
才
you
发
realize
现
many things are not as
原来
good as
很
in
多
dating
都
life.
不是像恋爱的时候那么美好，是吧？这
There
种
are
个
many
性，
things, such as personality,
习惯，
habits, values, dietary
这
habits,
种价值
etc.,
观，啊，对，饮食习惯，
that you
种种的
can't
这些
adjust
差别，
yourself to.
都是让我们特别的不适应。所以
Some
婚
say
姻
that
之
the
中，
divorce rate
你
is
会
high
说
within
这个
7 years.
结婚这个7年以内，离婚率非常高。
I
我
think
的
both
判断
parties are
不适应，
unaccustomed to each other. Even
看
a
似对
small
小点的
difference
差
of
异，
opinion could
都形
result in
成了
unpleasant feelings.
快乐和不快乐的那种感觉。
These
这些
tiny
蛛丝
trails
马
of
迹的
minor
这些
cracks
小
create
裂
little
缝，这些
flaws
小漏洞开始产生了，
that
这
could
都是
become
麻烦，是
problems.
吧？
If they
都不
can't
习
get
惯两个
used to
人
each other, how
怎
can they
么
live
能过在
together?
一起呢？
So
所
at
以
30,
到
people who've
30岁的
married may
人
have
结了
difficulties
婚
in
这个里头，
adjusting to
也有
marriage.
婚姻的不适应。可
During
是
this
大家彼
period,
此
a
双
little
方还没
baby
有适应的
comes.
时候，小宝宝出现了，孩子来了，哎，
Finally,
终
the
于
couple has a
两个人
common
有说话
topic
的
to
共
talk
同点
about.
喽。
They
有的说
raise
孩
and
子骂孩
discipline
子
the
管孩子，
child. The
哎，其
couple
实都
even
免
stops
得两人争
fighting
吵，
and starts to
都开始
forget the
忘掉
bad
对方的
habits
臭
of
毛
each
病了，
other. They
也忘
forget
掉对
each
方打
other's
呼噜了，
snoring and just
哎
talk
哎，开
about
始
the
说孩
child.
子，是吧？
If
要
there's
是
no
没有孩子
kids,
的
the
话，离
divorce
婚率
rate
更
could
高，
be
离
double.
婚率达到200%的，哎，
When
是
a
吧？
child
那这样
comes,
的话，哎，
all
有了孩子
attention
了，
is
哎，
put
这个
onto
话
the
题一转，
child.
我们的关注点全部集中到孩子身上去，啊，对
Both
于
the
妈妈
mom
也
and the
好，爸
dad
爸也
feel
好，
the
都觉得
child
孩
is
子
from
是
their
亲生
blood,
的，
their
看你都
kid.
亲，我
I
看
don't
你不
feel
亲，但是
close
因为
with
孩子
you,
我看
but
不
I
亲，
do with
所
my
以
child,
就继
so
续
I'll
跟你
continue to
往
be
下
on
混，
autopilot with you.
反正婚就继续
Autopilot
过这个
means
日
to
子。
continue their
为
marriage.
啥叫
Why
婚
is
呢？
that?
婚
They
好
live
的过，
together without thinking much.
继续过日子。还有呢，孩
Besides,
子还
they
没构
have
成，俩人
parents
没
on
适应，
both
可是
sides
你
who
一结
need to
婚
be
之后，
taken care
已
of.
经有2个老人或者4个老人在等着你养，
They
和你
may
们还住
live
在一
with
起，
you,
吵
so
架还
you
不能
both
大声，
refrain from
要不然
fighting
伤到父母
loudly.
了，是吧？
You
你还不
guys
能光
can't
顾说
just
你们
cook
俩
what
爱
you
吃
like
什
to
么，
eat.
你
You
还要
need
照
to
顾他
take
老
the
人，
elders into consideration.
是吧？你
You
光
can't
生了
only
孩子之
focus
后，
on
光
taking
关注
care of
孩子
your
还不行，
child.
老人
If you
顾不上，
ignore
老
the
人还得
elders'
生气。
needs, they'll get
你看吧，
upset. All the
光给你
stuff you
孩子
buy
买
are
的
for
这
the
个买那个都是
kids.
好吃的，
How about
我
me?
呢，我就是空气吗？怎么
Don't
想
you
不到我
remember
养你
how I
们呢？
raised you?
哎，
The elders would
老
have
人又有意见
complaints.
了，
Of
当然一定
course, you
要
need to
尊
respect
重
and take care
孝
of
敬老人。
elders.
可是
But you're
硬
too
忙活
busy
怎
to
么办？
remember everything.
因为
People
人
are
的习
used
惯
to
心理是
taking
照顾
care
小
of the
的，
young first.
很
Few
少有习
people
惯心
think
理我要
about
照
the
顾老的，
elderly
除
first
非
unless
小
the
的
young
长
ones
大
have
了，
grown
我
up.
控制
Then
还
they
照
have
顾老。
time to take care of the elderly.
所
So
以
people from
这个期
ages
间的
30 to
人，
50
那么
need
你
to
看，
support the
又
elderly
是
and
赡
raise
养
the
老的，
young.
又是爱护这供养这小的，
You
你不
can't
能光
just
管他
feed
饱
them,
啊，
right?
是吧？
Next,
他还要
your
读
child
书啊，
needs
在
to
接
go
下
to
来从
school,
选择幼儿
starting
园
with
开始，
kindergarten.
这幼儿园
Kindergarten kindergarten is expensive in many countries. Given the national average income, the cost of kindergarten is high. If you want a better life, better education, meals and clothing, and want to find a nanny, you need to spend a lot. Where would the money come from? Whether it's one person or a couple, you need to work very hard to make money. A person's golden age is between 30 and 50 years old. After listening to this, does anyone think it's happy? It's not easy at all. But this is the process in life that everyone needs to experience. Okay, let's continue. When you finally reach 50, life after that, in my imagination, would probably be better. In terms of career, you've been working for more than 20 years. Whatever your career, you've already perfected your skills. Not only are you used to it, you've even made a name for yourself. You're a senior in your company. If you're doing business, you're now a capable and experienced boss. In your 50s, if you have no genetic issues, your brain is in the most powerful state. It's time for your abilities to be utilized to the ultimate. So you start seeing the achievements as the results of your hard work. So between 50 and 60 years of age, it's pretty good from all aspects. What are the negative things that you encounter during this period? Probably that your child has reached puberty. Or, it's the education and guidance for kids who have reached adulthood. This is the biggest problem. Also, some have older parents. For those who are 50, their parents are at least 70. At that time, parents' agility, health conditions, and mental state are starting to really decline. They need people to look after them. They need more care. So when people reach 50 years of age, aside from pressure from the young and elderly, their own body starts degenerating. Our hand-eye coordination no longer works as well as before. You can't squat down or get up whenever you want. So during this period, there are troubles from several aspects. The next one is the resting period. After 60 years of age, we'll truly have times when the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. This body is no longer controlled by your brain. It gets worse as days pass. There is a gradual decline. During this period, you should exercise and self-cultivate more to stay healthy. So you suffer less. Your kids worry about you less. Your family spends less on healthcare. And you live longer. If we want health and longevity, starting to care for our body at 60 is not too late, but the sooner the better. Pay attention to caring for your health. After 60 years of age, throughout society, most people retire. You almost can't work. If you're 75 or 80 years old, and you can still do things normally without causing trouble for others, I have great respect for you. I praise you and congratulate you. You're awesome. Many have learned meditation and energy Bagua from us. They were struggling with their agility. They needed family and friends to help them. They can now live independently. The first criterion for a quality life is being able to do daily routines on your own. Another criterion for a quality life is being able to walk on your
自己
own.
能行走。
When young people say, let's go, they actually run, right? When people get older, who doesn't want an
不
agile
想
and
自己
healthy
的
body?
这个身体那么灵巧健康呢？
Everybody wants that. But when you squat down to go to the bathroom and want to get up, you feel your legs are weak and you can't get up.
起不来了。
This is aging. So after 60, to sum it all up,
就一句话，
you're suitable for a retired and resting lifestyle. Our physical strength, energy and intelligence are not suitable for
一般
working.
来说不适合在工作。
The 5 major stages in life: age birth to 20, growth and learning; age 20 to 30, 3 major decisions; age 30 to 50, professional career; age 50 to 60, harvest; age 60 to 80, resting. There's another thing we need to discuss. You see, we live for so many years, it's very long. If you live past 80, and you haven't had any accidents, bad habits, crimes or other inherited malignancy,
也没有什么遗传的恶性病哈，都活到80岁以上。
you're very lucky. In reality, many people don't live this long. We won't focus on this. Let's assume we all live past 80 years old due to a strong immune and cardiac system. Okay, let's conduct a calculation. If one lifetime is about 30,000 days, 82 years, and we sleep 8 hours every day, how many years have we slept through? Around 27 years. We spend 27 years just sleeping. Right. 1/3 of our life is slept through. 10,000 days. Okay, let's cut down a bit. How about sleeping for 7 hours a day? That's still 24 years. 24 years, right. How about 6 hours a day for sleep?
一天只睡6个小时呢？
That's 20 years. 20 years of sleeping, 1/4 of life is slept through. So you see, there's a few years of difference between sleeping 6 hours and 8 hours a day.
一生差了好几年的时间。
7 years, there's a 7-year difference.
睡觉时间。
Based on my personal experience, we should form a habit of waking up early. Especially for parents who wake up early to cook breakfast for kids.
起来像早晨为孩子做早餐呐。
Getting up 2 hours earlier can make your schedule less tight. If you get up 2 hours later, you'll be bombarded with all kinds of stuff. It's all messed up. In life, if one wakes up 2 hours earlier to work on a particular skill,
每天早起1-2个钟头，起来，比如说他去学习某一种技能，
such as calligraphy, karate,
打拳、
meditation, chanting,
念佛、
house chores, reading, or
或者
other
在学习他的
skills,
什么技术，或者在读书，
what
这
they
个时候
can
人家
achieve
这
is
方面取得的
conceivable.
成就，你可想而知啊。
It's a 7-year difference in life. Others can become the best and experts at something, while you're still mundane. They've achieved what you don't. They have 2 extra hours per day, which makes a great difference.
这就是这个差别。
In my experience, practicing energy bagua for 1 hour
这我们一天里头这个走八卦，
is completely different from practicing for 2 hours.
差异特别大，是吧？
Because you're aging and have some health
就是我
issues.
本来来的话有点年龄了，身体老化又有点病。
The energy from an hour of practicing can only maintain your basic
维持
health.
基本健康。
You'll get extra energy if you practice for 2 hours. You'll restore your
返老
youth.
还童了，啊，对，就回春了。
If you're 70, you'll look younger than 70. Your physique and health condition would probably be 50 years old. You'll look even younger if you keep practicing. You'll get better results if you put in more time. After practicing for 100 days by adding an extra hour every day,
多增加了1个小时，
the difference in effects will be significant.
差别是巨大的。
See how big a difference you can make by getting up 2 hours
多睡
earlier
和少
every
睡这
day.
2个小时多大的差异？
If we live 82 years, the time spent sleeping is about 27 years.
平均是用了27年。
Our best times in life are approximately only 20 years.
大约才有20多年。
Sleeping takes up so much of our time. People normally sleep 7 or 8 hours per day. Many like to sleep for over 10 hours.
一睡10多个小时，超过10个小时。
Let's calculate again. Say, you sleep 10 hours a day, and live till 82 years old.
82年算，你算了。
How many years would you have slept? For those who sleep for more than 10 hours a day, see what you've done.
你就中奖了。
10 hours, that's 34 years sleeping. Sleeping for 34 years. How's that compared to diligent people who sleep 6 hours a day?
6个小时人比的话呢，
People who sleep 6 hours a day spend 20 years asleep in their lifetime, right? Right, so you'll sleep 14 years more than others. For 14 years of your life, you're in a state of unconsciousness. Do you think it's a good deal? Calculate it yourself. It's not a riddle, but simple math. It's scary. Why would I advocate waking up early? The time that you gain is spent in a state of being alive and creative.
创作的一种活着的状态。
Also, my grandma would yell at my grandpa whenever she wanted,
没事就骂我爷爷。
and complained about different things for 30 years. That is how my grandpa trained his endurance. My grandpa didn't love cultivating, he had to do it because of my nagging grandma.
这不得不修啊。
He ended up in the meditative state of ignoring my grandma completely.
达到这个状态，那没有办法。
Look at my grandma's problem. If she reprimanded for 10 hours a day, how long did she spend doing nothing but hurting others?
工作可是伤害的骂人状态。
10 hours, 34 years. She yelled at others for 34 years. 34 years, right. What if you reprimand for an hour a day? How many hours do you spend scolding others in your whole
说
life?
些没用的话，说伤害的话，
How long is that in total? Close to 3.5 years. Oh, about 3.5 years.
对。
I'm not here to discuss problems my grandma had. Many women have the same problems.
女士的问题，
How much time is wasted on nagging uselessly?
就有些还唠叨些没啥用的，唠叨。
How much time is used to express your emotions? So we have wasted a lot of time. I think the time in life is precious.
这个时间其实那么珍贵。
I really feel like time is money, and there is a sense of urgency.
那种紧迫感。
But a lot of our time is spent on petty stuff.
花在了那些扯皮捣蛋。
Many people even say that they have nothing to do and go out to cause trouble. So don't wake up late anymore. You need to change your routine. The first thing is waking up early in the morning. The second is to do everything yourself, no matter big or
尽
small.
量去经手。不凡大小事都要亲力亲为学着。
Only then can you know what you're doing clearly, and be confident about it.
叫了如指掌，你才成竹于胸。
Everything feels easy because you know everything. Regardless of the size of your family or
你
business,
的企业有多大，
you still need this mentality and behavior to manage well.
你的这个管理才能做得好。
Our lifespan is just 30,000 days. Use it well and cherish every day. If you want achievements in life, put in the hard work. If you don't want to waste your life, set up an aspiration from an early
首
age.
先就要从小设立志向。
We call it an ambition or a
中国大陆叫做
dream.
理想，一个人的理想，或者叫做梦想。
You need to
这样
set an
一个
expectation
对未来
and
的
pursue
对
it.
自己的一个期望和追求。
It doesn't need to be very
也不一
specific.
定特别的具体。
Some want to be a dentist. In the process of studying medicine, you may become a family doctor. That's okay too. You should set a general goal, such as, I want to study
你要直
medicine.
接说我要学医学，
Give yourself a direction to work toward.
努力的方向。
The
我是觉得
earlier you set
是
this
这个方
direction,
向
the sooner you
就
can
是
have
制定得
achievements.
越早，那么你的成就的越早，
And the
而且成功
potential
率
for you to
越高。
succeed is greater. I just showed you an image that shows one's lifespan over 80 years.
图来进行计算。按
Few
当代的
people
人
start a
前
career
20
before
年
20
也就是
years
20
of
岁以前你
age.
很少去就业吧，很少。
Even
20
if some
就业的很少
do,
有什么
few are in the
高知识
high-tech
高
or
技术的
sophisticated
这
industries.
种行业。
Right. For example, computer design, architectural engineering design, and even modern clothing design
这个服装设计
all
都是用电脑
involve computer skills and
它这个
extensive
知识含
knowledge.
量比较高的，
So
所以
these
这样
fields
的
are
行业
usually for
通
those who
常
are
一定
older
是
than
20岁以
20,
后
right?
才能从事的，对吧？
In the
所以
first 20 years,
前面
most
这个
people
20
are not
年
ready to go into a
当中
career.
我们原则上来说不能就业，
This
这个
is the
时候是
period to study and
学习
accumulate
啊
knowledge.
和积累知识的时候。
From
那么
20 to
20到
25, it's time to
25
choose a
岁左右
career.
开始进行进入和选择行业的时候，
If your
如果你的
goal is
目标比较
relatively
明确，
clear, you've
以
already
现代人
selected
来
your
说，你在
major
选
when
择
entering
大学专
university.
科的时候，比
If
如
you
说你要学
selected a
医，
major
你
in
就
the
开
medical
始
field,
走
you'd
了
start studying
未来
related
当医
subjects.
生和从事医疗行业的相关的科目，
And
你
that
就开
makes
始
it
学习，
possible for you to
你
work in
才有可
healthcare.
能将来成为这个医疗工作者。因为
Once
你已经
you've
定下了
determined
志
an
向的时候，所
aspiration,
以你
you
努
have
力
a
的方向也
direction
没
to
有。
work toward.
所
When
以你在
studying
读
in
中学
middle
的时候，你
school,
已经
you
开
should
始
have
进
already
行
browsed
浏
books
览
on
搜集
medicine.
一些与医学相关的一些书籍、一些知识，会
This
让你产生
knowledge
更
could
多的
further
兴趣。
spark your
那
interest
都
in the
是知
medical
识啊，
field.
知识是令人着迷的，尤
When
其
you
是学
learn
到
new
手之后的
things,
感
you
觉，
feel that you
让你觉
suddenly
得
know so
过去什么
much.
都不懂，现在突然间懂了之后，你
You
是
feel
特
a
别有
sense of
这个
accomplishment.
有成就感，
It
会让
makes you
自己快
happy.
乐。所以
So
你在
before
30
age
岁以
30,
前的时候，你
you've
已经
already
开始
started a
从事了
career in your
你
dream
计划
field.
的理想的那个行业。
When
所以
you
到了
come to
40
40
岁的时
years
候，
of age,
你已经
you've
成为一
already
个
become a
专业
specialist
专
or
职
even
的，
an
甚
expert
至
in a
是可以称得
specialized
上
field.
半专家或专家的这种有个专业技术人员了。
You'll
你
be
到
an
50岁的
absolute
时候，
expert
绝
at
对就是专
50.
家；
At
到60
60,
岁就
you're
是
a
老
senior
专家。
expert, right?
对，所
So
以你
if you
想
want
成
to
一个
become an
优秀
exceptional
的、
expert
你
or a
喜欢
top
这个
figure
行业
in
的
the
专家
industry
级
you
的
like,
最顶端的人物，
you
就是
need
你
to set
从
an
小就开始
aspiration
立
from
下
an
这个
early
志向，
age and
就开
start
始
planning
盘
and
算着
working
计
hard
划
toward
着
it.
往上努力。
When
到
you're
50岁的
50,
时候，你
you'll
一定成
definitely
为了
be
这
an
个专家。
expert. It's
做
the
生意也
same
一
for
样，
doing business.
做
No
经营
one
也不
can
是说你
manage
过了就
smoothly
能
from
经
the
营的，
start.
都是需要
Many
有很多
struggles are
这个
needed to
摸
get
爬滚
things
打的，
working,
从
from
小
small
到
to
大，
big and from
从
simple
简
to
单到复杂的管
complicated.
理的
The
这样的一
practical
种实
experience
战经
needed to
验，
manage a
才
big
能管理好
enterprise
更大
well
的企业啊。
needs
是
to
这
be
样慢慢的，
accumulated gradually.
很
It's
少有
rare
一
for a
个
new
学管
grad
理
who
是大学
studied
毕业生，
management
对
to
着一
manage
个
an
企
enterprise
业
well
大企业之后，
immediately
马
after
上就能去
graduation.
做好管理，那是
That's
不可能的事
impossible.
情。书
There's a
本和现
distance
实是
from
只有
knowledge
差
in
距的，
books to
所以你
reality,
还
so
需
you'd
要
need at least 10
至少
years of
10年的体
experience
悟，
to
你
apply what
才可
you've
能有
learned.
所更新和灵活应用啊。
It
所
takes
以那是都
time.
需要一个经验的过程。
So
所以
the
我们的
earlier we
志
set
向
an
立下的越
aspiration,
早，
the earlier we
我们
reach our
的
success.
成功的道路就越容易去达到啊，越容易达到我们的目的。
I'll
这里头
also
我还
talk
讲到，
about
我
being
们要
trustworthy.
诚信，
It's
这
a
都
crucial
是使
factor
我
for
们
us to
促
succeed.
使我们成就的重要的内容。 所以
Most
想达
people
到
want
实
to
现
live
我们一
life
个
at
美
its
好的人
best.
生哈，就谁都希望，我想多数人都希望让我们的人生更加精彩一点。
They
让我
want to
们在这
achieve
个世界上
something
做出一件
meaningful and
什么有
beneficial
用
to
的事情
others.
来，大家听完都很高兴的事情来，
Everyone
都会有
has
这个
this aspiration. But
可
when
是
it's
想完
actually
之后，
time to
当我们
execute
去
it,
执行做的时候的每一天呢，是吧？
They would rather stay in bed when they need to get up. When it's time to be trustworthy, they lie. When it's time to exercise, they sleep. When it's time to be cheerful, they're depressed. They behave in the opposite manner, without parents or someone teaching or reminding you. Your entire life would be ruined by these habits. What's your great aspiration? It's all lies. Dreams will remain part of your sleeping life and not become reality. It's fake and unreal. A promise is a promise. Be someone who is trustworthy. I'll do anything that I promised to do. Promises must be kept and actions must produce results. I'll do whatever I promised to do, and do it well. Make a habit of this. Your aspirations will come true, unless the divine plans to destroy you. I would like to remind you, being diligent, trustworthy, etc. These qualities are important in realizing our aspirations. You need all of these in order to succeed. If you don't want to waste your life, set an aspiration early, and create a plan and execute it with diligence and trustworthiness. Next, let's talk about our achievers of the ancient world. Review their achievements and the age when they succeeded. After that, we'll know what dignity looks like. Many founding emperors, including Zhu Yanzhong of Ming Dynasty, set their goal at a young age. When Zhu played with his friends, he used to act like an emperor and assigned positions and tasks to his little friends. At that time, he actually already had a life goal in mind, even though it was not as clear. He joined the army at 25 and worked under General Guo. He led his army of revolutionaries later. So in his 20s, he started to put his career into action. This is Zhu Yanzhong. Same with Liu Bang. When he was young, he saw Qin Shi Huang out on parade. The formation of horses and vehicles was very majestic. All citizens had to bow down at the roadside with heads bent low. He took a quick glance at this majesty, and felt the stateliness. He then swore in his mind to be someone like that. So he set an aspiration secretly in his heart. After that, there was the uprising army, that went through years of fighting to create Han Dynasty. During Han Dynasty, there was a great emperor called Emperor Wu of Han. His father and grandfather experienced the very famous period called the rule of Wen and Jing. At that time, the country needed to rest and avoid war. His father and grandfather governed through non-interference and followed nature's way. As a result, the Huns became very aggressive. They constantly raided across the borders. Emperor Wu of Han had a great aspiration when he was still young. He said to himself, "How can I let the great Han dynasty suffer the bullying and insults from these savages?" When he became the emperor, his greatest desire was to eradicate the disturbance caused by the Huns and help the Han kingdom become truly powerful. He was only 15 when he was enthroned, but his aspiration of eradicating the Huns was very determined. Later, a childhood friend, Wei Qing, was also a great general who strongly supported him during his entire administration period. Wei Qing became an accomplished general when he was in his early 20s. Together, the young emperor and his young general created a very magnificent part of the history of China. It was very impressive. When Emperor Wu reached his adulthood, another young hero came to him. He was Huo Kubing. He went to battle at just 18 and his name was feared by all enemies. He was really a young hero. When Genghis Khan was young, Mongolia was composed of different tribes. He was elected the chief commander of his tribe when he was 20. He started conquering all the other tribes all the way. When he was 44 years old, he brought all of Mongolia under one tribe. Later, he was called Genghis Khan. Like what Master said, as a teenager, his aspiration was very clear. He already started showing his potential at 20. When he was over 40, that was his harvesting period. After that, it was a very mature period for him. Being similar to Genghis Khan, Master Xuanzang, a monk in Tang Dynasty, started his journey to obtain sutras at 27. He became a monk at an early age and was very determined about his destiny. At 27, he left Chang'an and went to the west for sutras. The journey lasted 14 years. He returned to Chang'an in his early 40s and started a life of translating. He led numerous scholars and monks in translating all the sutras obtained from India into Chinese. He promoted and carried forward Buddhism. He also set an aspiration at a young age and started executing it in his 20s. In his 40s, he started harvesting. Looking into modern society, we can see the great historical figure, Prime Minister Churchill from England. He started politics when he was 26. This unlocked his political career, which was longer than 60 years. He made great contributions to his country and world peace. There's another person whom I have great respect for. She started her career as Queen Elizabeth of England when she was only 26. For many girls, 26 is the time when they're looking for love and happiness. Yet she already took the responsibility for a country. Now she's in her 90s but still dedicating herself to her country. She really deserves our praise and respect. This old lady is very admirable, very impressive. As we've talked before, people who had great accomplishments in history all achieved success or started doing big things when they were very young. It's very impressive. The young people I see today are different. In the world nowadays, it seems popular for youths to jump from one job to another. When you're 30, you've already worked for more than 10 firms. You think that you have a broad range of knowledge. In history, all achievers' success resulted from working toward one particular goal diligently and continuously. Before diving into the goal, they've made the judgment and decision. Is this what I want? Is this what I love the most? If yes, work hard to achieve the goal. Don't keep jumping. This is also one of my reminders. Dive deep into a field, do what you're supposed to do, and do it well. When you dive deep into a field, what do you get in return for your learning? It's what we normally call a skill for stable jobs. According to what my master taught me, when you've learned a particular skill for yourself, firstly, skills will never be burden. Secondly, anything that belongs to you could be taken away, but not your skills.
永远不会失去。
Thirdly, he called it a
他说这
golden
这叫
bowl.
金饭碗。
What's
什
a
么叫金饭
golden
碗呢？
bowl?
金
Having a
饭碗就
golden
是
bowl
走
means
到
that
任何之处，
you
只
can
要有
always
需要
use
的
your
人，
skill to earn money to
我就
support your
能够
family.
为人服务，返回来我就能够养家糊口。
The
这并
skill
不需要
doesn't
一个
need to
伟
be
大的
super
能力，
impressive.
就
Any
是任
skill
何一个
could
技能。
suffice.
我们
Many
一般看
people
不上
may
修
look
锁，
down on a
非要是
locksmith.
修锁，看不上。
Once
在
I
很
met
多
a
国家，
locksmith in Taiwan.
在台湾我们遇上个修锁的，
We
他就找
started
我聊
chatting.
两句，
We
聊
moved
着聊
on to
着
the
来个地
topic of
产经
real
纪，
estate. He
我说
said to
哎呀，
his
你那
wife,
房子又
that
租出去
house
了。
has been rented out
我
again.
说
What?
你又
I
又
asked
他怎么
him,
租出
which
去？
house? His
他太
wife
太说，哎
answered,
呀，就
we
三
have
套
3
房子，怎
houses
么
to
出
rent
租？
out.
我
We're
们
too
两个
lazy
接
to
管，还
manage
得
it,
和个经
so
纪
we
人
have
说。
an agent in place.
非
You
要是
see,
的，
a locksmith has
还有
3
3套房在
houses
出租，
rented
只有
out
一套
and one to
房自
live
己
in.
住，
Can
你
you
就想得
think
到
of
吗？
that? When
对，
you're
一技
proficient
之
in a
长，
skill, you have a
你要做到
guaranteed job
最
that you'll
纯熟
never
之后，
lose.
就变成了金饭碗。啊，不会丢失，
No
没办法
one
抢
can take
走。
it away from you.
啊，
You
走到
can
哪里
create
去
value no
都能
matter
够
where you
产
go.
生价值，产生饭，这
That's
叫
why
金
it's
饭碗，
called a golden
多
bowl.
重要啊！这个
This
金饭碗
golden bowl
小
can support your
则
family,
养家糊口，
or
大
even
则
become a
行
business
销
around
全
the
球。
world. The
现在咱们
platform
用
we
的
use
直
for
播的这个
broadcasting
Facebook
is called Facebook.
啊，简称 FB 啊，是吧
The founder
？Facebook
of
这个
Facebook
老板那小伙子，当
created
初
an
就是
application for
上大
chatting when
学
he
他
was
就
in
开发这个软件儿，
university,
能够聊天，
and
慢
then
慢
gradually
越做越
extended
大，
it to the
做的全
entire
世界，
world.
是吧？你
You
看技
see,
术
techniques multiplied through
在
space-time
诚
spread to
意
the entire world.
时空就是全球。
I've
之前
talked a
讲了好
lot
几次
about
做
the
豆腐，
story of making
是吧？
tofu, right?
从
When
老爷爷老
Grandpa and
奶奶那时候
Grandma
做豆
made
腐，
tofu back
弄几
then,
滴
they would
驴
get a
油
mule to help
啊，
grind the
用拉
beans,
磨碾碎这个豆子呀，啊，等
then
等制
made
作豆腐，
tofu,
再
and
就是几
sold
个
it
村
in
看着
small
卖。
villages.
后来
After
城市化了之后，
urbanization, the
它
process
变
of
成机械
making
化制作，
tofu became
它这个
automated.
技术是有的，
Machines
变成
replaced
无非
human
变
labor.
成机器，但是
The
配
old
方自己
couple
知道。
kept the secret of their formula. They
当这个
started
城市
supplying
人
a village of
是吧？他
1,000
从
people,
供
and
为
they live a
村里人就跟
middle-class
县里
life.
供货，他家是小康之家。
If
当他
they
供应
start
城市
supplying
有
a
500万
city
人
with a
口的城市的
population
时
of
候，
5 million, how
那
big
它
would
的
their
资产是
assets
多大
be?
呢？是吧？所以
So
技
after
术、
multiplying
诚
skills
意、
through
这个
space-time, a venture
时
becomes
空之
gigantic
后，
and
这个
infinite.
时间空间来了之后，就是无限，就是巨大啊。所
The
以我们
ancients
古
told
人
us that
告诉我们
the
说，
3
成就事
basic
业的
factors for a
3个基
successful
本的
career are timing,
原则
place,
是
and people.
天时地利人和嘛，就这3个点要够具足之后就能做事。所
I'm
以
reminding everyone,
啊，提
especially
醒大
young
家哈，
people,
尤其
to
是
set
青
a
年人，
dream early.
就是早设定理想梦想，
So
这样
you
你
can
就
start
提前就
working
开始
hard
努
in
力进
advance.
行准备了啊，而
Put
且
your
说
words
到
into
做到，
action and work
就是
hard.
努力去准备。
The
再接
next
下来
is
就是一
diving
门
deeper
深
into
入，
the subject.
不要跳来
Don't
跳去，
switch frequently.
跳
You
来
think
跳去，你
you've
以为
learned
学
a
了很
lot
多
by
东西，
jumping
其
around, but
实
you
是
actually
错过
miss
了
a
很多
lot of
机会，
opportunities to dive
错过
deeper
了自
into
己
a
在一门
subject.
深入之中对一项技能的深入的把握的体会的机会。
Set a goal and dive deep into it. Have one skill on hand, multiply it through space-time. You'll receive infinite wealth and success for a lifetime.
再
If
下
you
一
want
条，
a
让
successful
世界成
career
就
and a
你，
fulfilling
让人
life,
生不虚度，那就
live
是
your
以
life
德
with
养。
virtue.
当
People
讲
who
道
live by
德、
virtue
讲
and
慈善
charity have a good
啊，
fate.
讲这样的人生信条的人，就会有好命。我
This
相
is what
信
I believe.
有一句话，
Our
除了遗
facial
传的部分
features
之外，
come from
遗
genetic
传的我们大概
inheritance
的
and
脸
don't
型
change easily.
啊什么之类的，是不太容易改变。
But
但
the
是带着的
appearance and
感觉、
impression that
纹
people
路、
convey can
气
be
色、
changed.
胖瘦是能改的。
The
这些东西的
changes are
改就
due
是
to a
改变。
change of fate. The
叫做
face is an
相
embodiment of the
由
mind.
心生。
For
就是我
people who
们常
always have
常的
compassionate
善
and
思维的
kind
人，
thoughts,
就是慈悲思维的人，
Their facial expressions, muscles, eyes, and skin show a comfortable and favorable impression. Everyone can test this out. When you come across cats and dogs, see if they come to befriend you. If they do, it's because of the auspicious feeling that you have. Small animals will only get close to you willingly when they feel safe. With a peaceful magnetic field, people can be auspicious. So our words, looks, actions, voice, breathing, the way we walk and our movement.
闻，还有声、动，就是你的说话、喘气、呼吸、走路，还有动态。
All reflect our fate. These can represent your luck, wealth, and hardships.
你的运气、你的富贵、你的灾难，都在里头。
So there's a lot we can get from looking at one's appearance and behavior.
有很多很多的这个现象都值得总结的，是吧？
For people going through good fortune, ancient scripts usually describe them as having a bright forehead and gleaming eyes.
印堂发亮，两眼有神，是吧？你看。
People who read classical novels are all familiar with these words, right? It means that this person is experiencing good luck. If this glow appears on you, more people would find you appealing. How to appear glowing then? Maintain kind thoughts, sleep and rise early.
是吧？早睡早起，
Always carry Buddha in your heart, and do good deeds every day. For women, assist your husband and raise children. This is not just about cooking meals and doing laundry. You need to have a positive influence on your husband and children
对于孩子要致命的教化他，
to help them become good and kind people. It directly correlates to whether your children can become good kids or not. This is a big responsibility that parents carry. In ancient times, Mencius' mother relocated 3 times
孟子的妈妈给孩子
in order to provide a good environment for her kid.
社会环境
It took 3 moves to find a peaceful place for study.
爱读书的环境。
The kids and adults in that place were sophisticated and studious.
因为读书就会懂得道理嘛，这才找到他居住的环境。
So Mencius became one of the most famous philosophers in history. It became a tale that his mother relocated 3 times. To raise a good child, both internal and external environments are important. The success of a kid is the result of his wise mother.
特别的智慧的母亲。
While our parents are busy making money, going to work, arguing, and divorcing, Mencius' mother was focusing
一
on
定要无论怎样都要集中精力
how to educate her son to become a great figure with morality and knowledge.
博学的大人物，
That's why Mencius had a glorious life with many
那
achievements.
么多的建树。
So this is not easy.
这是不容易的。
In order to make our life better and more auspicious,
更美好，
we need to cultivate ourselves. After that, we use our knowledge to guide our family and kids.
再把孩子管好。
We found a lot of research data.
查到了很多的资料。
In China, some families have been so auspicious for tens of
20
generations.
代都是成为特别的好的吉祥的家庭，都有。
I.M. Pei was a world-renowned
建
architect.
筑设计师贝聿铭。
If you're interested in architecture, you'd know he created many excellent designs in China.
优秀的设计，
He was a world-renowned architect.
这个建筑设计师，
He was originally from Suzhou.
他是扬州还是苏州哈？苏州吧哈，对，苏州。
His family practiced medicine for more than 10 generations. They have a long-standing tradition of saving and helping people. They've accumulated many excellent merits and virtues. That's why the family has so many talented individuals for generations. In his day, most of his family went into medicine, and he was a world-famous architect. In the U.S., an incredible detective, recognized by the world, is Dr. Henry Lee. He's in his 80s. His family is known to be very well-mannered, right? His father died in middle age, and his mother had 13 children. The 13 kids all became doctors. Outstanding kids must have outstanding parents steadfastly behind them. So guidance and influences are very important. When someone is as famous as Henry Lee, normally the person is very arrogant. I looked over some information about him. In one interview, he said that he was afraid of only one person in the world, his mom. He's already 70 or 80, and he still speaks like this. He said, "Whoever my mom wants me to help, I have to go help him. If my mom wants me to be somewhere at a specific time, I have to be there." This is the upbringing. As such a famous and successful person in the world, Lee still obeys and respects his mom. This is called being well brought up. People who are well brought up tend to have great achievements and pass down the good fortune to future generations. You've heard the historical information that I've provided. Overall, two factors determine our fate. The first one is related to inherited features. It's the specific intelligence and ability that you have naturally. The second is your personal effort. Do you work and study hard every day? Do you spend every day meaningfully? Our fate is determined by both inherited factors and our personal effort. So it's great to have a good fate. But we have to work hard to make full use of our good fate. Gradually, we'll know more. At least through this discussion, we know to learn and work hard to make our fate more compassionate and auspicious. We now know that our behaviors can affect our families and future generations. I hope that everyone can think carefully, correct their actions, and allow their family to have better fortune, auspiciousness, happiness, wisdom, and knowledge. I also hope that everyone's family can become a torch that never burns out, and become a family that's always smooth, peaceful, happy, wealthy, and long-lived. Received. Okay, everyone, see you next time. Thank you, Master. Compassionate thoughts create favorable facial features, including bright forehead and eyes. Accumulate merits and maintain kind thoughts. Preserve fate via virtue to support family continuity.
萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音 菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世 世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观 世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无 世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无 观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南 南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨。 世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨。
Now it's time for our closing exercise. Rub your palm until they're warm. Glide your palms over your face from chin to forehead to cheek without actually touching them. Rub your palms until they're warm. Part your fingers and firmly comb your hair from forehead to the back of the neck. Rub your palms. Pat your entire body from top to bottom. Pat your head firmly with relaxed wrists.
两手手腕放松，在松
Do it
静的
calmly.
状态下，适当用力拍打。
Pat your left shoulder. Then pat your right shoulder. Continue to pat your chest. Then pat your left armpit down to the side of your rib cage. Switch to the right. Pat your right armpit down to the side of your rib cage. Next, pat your abdomen with relaxed hands. Please stand up slowly. Pat down from the front of your thighs, knees, shins, ankles, and tops of your feet. Gently pat the lower back, down to the buttocks, down to the back of your thighs, calves, ankles, and heels. Continue to pat the inside and outside of your legs. Start with your left leg. Relax your wrists. And pat with slight force. Then pat your right leg. Continue to pat your arms. Start with your left arm. Then pat your right arm. After patting your entire body, rub your palms. Gently massage your whole body without actually touching. Visualize that you are gently sweeping away the dust and worries. You are becoming healthy and happy. At the same time, think, I'm closing this meditation practice.
Today's class has successfully completed.